Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio from Boise, Idaho. This is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, email it to me, box13@greatdetectives.net. And follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. While our listener support campaign does continue, you can support the show at support.greatdetectives.net. And as we do throughout the year, we'll send you access to our premium site for any donation of $7 or more. For a donation of $20 or more, we will send you an extra special thank you gifts. Among the options we have available, at the $50 level, we'll send you your choice of any Poirot radio play or one of the Father Brown programs from the BBC radio. They've got two separate volumes, Volume 1 or Volume 2. In addition, for U.S. and Canadian listeners, for a donation of $100 or more, we'll send you the 3 Nick Carter movies starring Walter Pidgeon. As with any donation of $100 or more, full details are available at support.greatdetectives.net. Well, it's time now for today's episode of Nick Carter. We had 3 lost episodes between last week's show and this week's, but here now from January 27th, 1946 is The Body in the Ice.
Nick Carter, Master Detective. This is the story of a man known the world over as one of the most daring and resourceful characters in the history of detective fiction. A man whose name has become a symbol of the triumph of right and justice over the sinister forces of crime and lawlessness. Nick Carter, Master Detective. Today's exciting case, Nick's search for the murderer who placed Adolf Hitler's brand on the jaw of a dead man. The Body in the Ice. There are many strange customs throughout the world, but perhaps the strangest is that of the Arctic Club. You've seen the Arctic Club in action in movies, newspapers, and magazines. In the dead of winter, the members don bathing suits and go for a swim. This morning, with the mercury hovering around 10 above zero, a shivering group of newspapermen gathers on the snow-crusted beach to report the strange activities of the Arctic Club.
Okay. Just a few more minutes, folks. I want to line up some more pictures. Cold out here. Hey, will a couple of you club members grab up some of that snow and make like you're having a snowball fight? Hey, Joe, get a shot at that.
You want to big snowball?
Yeah, just throw the snow, Mr.
McGlynn. Round over McGlynn. Move it to end.
Yeah, just throw the snow, Mr. McGlynn.
Don't
smile like they're enjoying it.
We are enjoying it. This is the healthiest sport in the world. If more people would...
Okay, Squire. You moving guys finished yet?
Have the one in the red suit to face the camera.
Mr. McGlynn. Face the camera, Mr. McGlynn.
Okay.
Hey, look, tell him to say something about the club. Hold the mic close up to him somewhere, will you? Yeah, you better hold it, Joe. You got our clubs on. Let you put clubs on.
Okay. Just talk into this microphone, Mr.
McGlynn. Round over McGlynn with 2 ends.
Hi, everybody. Go ahead, Mr. McGlynn.
Okay. My friends and me started the Arctic Club in 1910. Now, the 50th of every month, rain or shine, we meet and take a dip in the health-giving waters of the ocean. It's easy in the summertime, but in the winter, like now, when it's below freezing, you take plenty of intentional fortitude. A daily swim in the winter is the best way to fight off cold, flu, grip, pneumonia, and...
All right.
Then let's get the swimming shot started. Mr.
McGlynn.
Yes, I know. With 2 ends.
Yeah.
Well, if your club is ready for the dip, we can get started now.
Okay. Come on, boys. Last one in the right name.
Criminy, will you look at them idiots heading for the water? They'll have to break through the ice before they can get in.
You get a shot of that old goat looking at the thermometer?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
We'll have to have them guys run into the water all over again. That camera wasn't ready.
Okay. Don't call them back yet. They gotta break through that ice first anyway. When they get it cleared, we'll get it.
Holy smoke, what's happened now?
I don't know. We're not gonna see. Come on.
Maybe you don't think one of them's drowned.
Trap them around in the ice? How?
I don't know. I was just hoping for a story.
Hey, you in water. You better Hurry, you call Nick Carter. And hurry, you go.
Hey, what's the matter?
We just found something in the ice.
We found something in the ice?
Yeah, look. Holy jumping. Will you look at that?
There's your story, Joe.
Frozen solid in that big hunk of ice. It's a dead body.
Miss Carter's office, Patsy Bowen speaking.
Patsy, this is Waldo.
Where are you, Waldo? You were supposed to report early this morning.
Let me talk to Nick, please.
Just a minute. It's Waldo, miss. He wants to talk to you.
All right. Yes, Waldo?
Nick, boy, you gotta come out here right away.
Come out where?
To the Turkside Beach.
Why?
To clear my character. Lieutenant here to declare that after 30 years of honorable...
Now, let's get this straight, Waldo. Who's throwing mud on your character?
Sergeant Madison.
Matty?
Yeah, and he...
Waldo, are you mixed up with homicide?
It's all circumstantial, Nick. It's all circumstantial. We were going in for a morning swim.
When? This brother?
Sure, it was the Arctic Club.
Oh, yeah.
And when we cleared away the ice, we found a carpet selected in the ice.
A body in the ice.
Yeah, that's right. And when Matty got here, he accused me of planting this here for publicity. Here's how I'm president of the Arctic Club. But Nick, I swear...
All right, Waldo, say it. Sit tight and wait. Patsy and I'll drive right over. Must be it, Patsy. I suppose that's the first I've seen out there.
It sounds like a practical joke to me.
Me, too. One of the reasons why I came out.
And now you're accusing Waldo of planting a body. It doesn't make sense.
Another reason for this trip. And you...
Look at all those men in bathing suits. With your shivers.
Oh, there's Waldo. Talking to Matty.
Hey, close that door! You want to give us all the warning?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, tighten up. We gotta stand around you know. Oh, Nick. Nick, boy, you don't know how glad I am to see you.
Hello, Waldo. Hello, Matty. Hello, Nick. Hiya, Patsy.
Oh,
Hey, what's all this about Waldo planning a cross?
you're not serious about accusing Waldo, Doctor.
It's ridiculous. It's a demonstration of the stupidity of the law and its officers. I'm being framed to solve a case which, if I was on it, I could clear up in 24 hours.
All right, Waldo. You and the rest can get dressed and go on home.
You're in the clear.
Yeah, you're in the clear, Buffalo Bill.
Why,
You think I'd keep you hanging around here making phone calls if I really thought you were mixed up in this?
Huh?
I just wanted to get Nick out here.
Why, you son
Never
of...
mind. I was afraid of that.
Why, Sergeant? That's practically blackmail.
Look, Patsy, I'd blackmail my own grandmother to get Nick out of this case. It's a stinker. Come on out to the beach and take a look at the body.
Nick, are we going to let Matty push us into this case?
Oh, now, Patsy. Well, Patsy, since we're out here, might as well take a look. It'll be on our credit list the next time we have a run-in with Matty's red tape. All right, this is it, Nick. We just hauled it a little way up onto the beach. This is the body right now. Frozen solid in a chunk of ground ice.
What kind of ice?
Ground ice, also known as anchor ice. You can tell because it's granular, of course. In especially cold weather, ice sometimes forms in the bottom of the sea. It becomes thick enough to throw large objects to the surface. For instance, sometimes ships that have been anchored have had their anchors close to the surface and have drifted for miles.
You mean that's what happened to this guy?
I do. His body was lying on the ocean bottom, held down by that weight around his waist.
But, Nick, that means he was murdered.
Yes, of course it does. While he was on the bottom, ground ice formed and finally buoyed him up.
What do you know?
Now, let's have that pickaxe, Matty.
Yes.
We'll crack all the ice we can off the body, melt the rest off so we can just see what happened.
All right, here.
Nick, thanks. It'll be a long job, but it's got to be done. Well, Matty, there's your body. Clear enough now of what happened.
Yeah, I'll say. Hey, would you look at the right side of that guy's head?
You smashed in.
Yeah. Death must have been instantaneous. Entire temporal lobe smashed. Jaw broken, too.
Yeah, must have been quite a fight.
Yeah, very like that. Now, what's this?
What is it, Nick?
Bruise in the side of his chin.
Oh, naturally, he must have been slugged there if his jaw was broken.
Thanks for taking a close look at that bruise.
Huh?
Nick, it's a swastika.
That's what it is.
Why?
Evidently the impression of a ring. Matty, will you tell me who wears a Nazi ring in this country?
Well,
Well, maybe an ex-soldier, civilian. Yes, possibly. Yeah, searching it. Okay. Doesn't seem to be any identification on him. Wait, here's something caught in his coat sleeve. Huh?
This is rotten wood with a nail in it.
Probably came off the ocean bottom with him. Looks like the slat of a lobster pot to me. Ah, this is luck. Hey, there's letters on it. Yeah, it's turned on pretty crudely. Evidently the fisherman was marking his lobster pot. There's an E. E. That's an L. L, yeah. Last two letters of the name. Then E-E-L. D? Yeah, D. R. Can't make out the rest. No. Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Belgrade, small town about 30 miles up the coast.
You mean this coast stretches 30 miles?
I do. All right, Matty. There are your facts. Unidentified man was killed in the fight by someone wearing an Nazi ring. He was weighted down and dumped into the sea near Belgrade. Ground ice floated him up and down here. There's your case. Come on, Patsy.
Oh, now look, Nick, you're not walking out on me. Leaving me would get smashed.
I certainly am.
But it's murder, Nick. You can't just go home and forget
Who said anything about going home? Patsy and I are going up to Belgrade to find out who wears Nazi rings. Sheriff Benton?
In the flesh, mister.
I'm Nick Carter. This is Miss Patsy Bowen, my secretary.
Carter? I don't know as how I recollect the name.
We've never met. I'm a detective. I'd like to ask you some questions.
About what?
I think someone may be missing from Belgrade, and I think I found him.
I'm listening.
Short man, blonde, weight about 130, blue eyes, aquiline nose, large ears, heavy lips.
You found him? That's Charlie Howell. Already.
And the police morgue dead.
Dead, eh?
Murdered.
Murdered, eh? Too bad. I wondered what happened to him.
Who was he, Mr. Glennon?
Assistant in my store, the Glennon's grocery store. You can't support yourself on a sheriff's pay in Belgrade.
How long has Howell been missing, Miss Glennon?
About 2 weeks. I thought he was out on a binge. I sent him out Friday night to make deliveries in the truck. He never showed up Saturday.
Did the truck?
Yeah. I guess he brought it back to the garage before he went, well, wherever he went.
Did it ever occur to you that the killer might have brought it back?
No, never occurred to me Charlie was killed. He's been on fast before.
Anyone complain about non-delivery of groceries that day?
No.
Chance Howell was killed after he finished work. There's an equal chance he was killed on the job. I have a list of Howell's delivery schedule for that Friday.
Don't see why you should.
But, Mr. Glennon, this is a murder case. Surely you want to
Now,
help.
look here, ma'am, and you too, Mr. Barker.
My name is Carter. Nick Carter.
Carter. Well, as far as I'm Say, would you be any relation to old Sim Carter who broke the New England bank case?
He was my father.
Your father, eh? Well, why didn't you say so before?
Oh, glad to meet you, Carter. Shake.
Well, your father was a great detective. You want Charlie's delivery schedule? Well, you get it. You get anything we got in this town.
Well, thanks. For a while, I thought all I was going to get was a cold shoulder.
It's getting dark, Nick.
Yeah,
I think it's going to snow.
maybe.
How many more stops do we have to make?
Howell was scheduled for 11 deliveries last Friday. We've covered 9.
Well, what's left?
Family by the name of Kane and that shooting club.
You think Belgrade would have a shooting club? Such a tiny little town doesn't look like a resort.
Should have said ex-shooting club. Our business day. Just hanging out.
Oh.
Glennon said he very rarely sent anything out there.
You think Howell might have been killed at one of these last two places?
I don't know. We found out he made the other 9 deliveries in person. He made these last 2. That was blind evidence.
Someone might be lying.
And the question is who? We don't know what route Howell took. Killer was mine, right in the last.
That name Kane sounds suspicious. Wasn't Kane the original murderer?
Pretty far best reason, Sandy.
We're going into a crash.
You all right, Sandy?
I guess just kind of like a milkshake.
Careful getting out. Another 2 feet and we'd have ditched into the gully.
Oh.
Yeah,
Started to hail.
now let's see. Both rear tires got away. Nice shooting. Car itself isn't damaged so much, though, luckily.
Oh, who's going to wreck us like this?
Someone who doesn't want the Howell case followed. I'd nominate the killer offhand.
The guy with the swastika ring? Well, maybe he went back and could locate him.
I doubt it. That'll be gone. Too dark to look for them. Not enough snow on the ground to trace footprints. Come on.
Where to?
The first warm house we find. It's going to be a freezing night. We can't sit here on a lonely back road with 2 flat tires and wait for help.
Nick,
Yes?
look down the road. A little to the left. I think I can see a light.
Huh? Oh, yes, I see it. Now, that's where we're headed when we crash the shooting club. Well, I'm going to make it half an hour.
Half an hour in this storm? Oh, I wish Waldo were here. Waldo and his Arctic Club. He got us into this. Made it at last. Oh, I'm frozen in. Hurry up and knock while I run this fire.
Okay, then.
I answer.
Try again. Maybe they didn't hear us with this creek, so they think it's around us.
Sonny? If you could hear something wrong inside, it's a swell night for murder.
Try to do it.
You better believe. Got a funny feeling there are dead bodies in there. What? I didn't hear them. Why didn't they answer? They're standing around looking grim. Like who?
Pardon me, I'm Nick Carter. This is my secretary, Patsy Bowen. Our car's backed up outside and...
He didn't even notice you, Nick. He just walked by. Will one of you gentlemen be good enough to answer? Please, gentlemen. If this is a joke, we're not having any. Will you please answer? Will you at least indicate that you're alive? Will you say something? Anything!
Don't shout.
Oh, right. The boys in the silence.
I'm sorry I didn't hear you come in. I was in the rear of the club. My name is Adams, secretary of the organization. You're the famous Nick Carter, aren't you?
Yes.
My condition. And this lady?
Miss Bowen, my secretary.
What kind of a club is this, Mr. Adams? Why does everyone ignore us?
It's something of a paradox, Miss Bowen. It's a new idea, recently formulated. This is a club for anti-social men.
Antisocial, huh? They formed a club.
Precisely. All our members are men who desire the sporting advantages of the club but fear the social drawbacks. They formed this organization for that purpose. There's a strict club rule against all conversations, laughter, entertainment, women.
Well, I object to that.
And I'm sorry to say against visitors. I shall have to ask you to leave, Mr. Carter.
Look here, Adams, I came here to ask you some questions.
If you will make an appointment for tomorrow, I shall be happy to meet you in person. You must leave now.
But can you at least lend us a car, or is it smashed?
Sorry.
May we telephone for help?
There is no telephone. This way out, Mr. Carter.
What a mean thing.
I'm sure you understand my position. Good night, Mr. Carter and Miss Bowen.
This doesn't beat anything I've ever heard of. Oh. What do we do now?
Walk. Come on.
So freeze today.
Now we won't. Look up.
Up where?
We're at the corner of the clubhouse.
Are those telephone wires?
They are. And Punch Adams is lying about the phone. I know he was lying about the rest. Quick now. Set it up around the back of the house.
Nick, what are you talking about?
Howell's murder. He was killed here.
How do you know?
One of those so-called antisocial club members was wearing a swastika ring.
Are you sure?
There was a man in a shooting jacket who passed that. Careful now. Let's look back the back door. That leads into the clubhouse now. That's our time.
Why that story about antisocial men?
Cover the fact that the man we saw had to be in the back. Marco. Careful now. Yes. The back door. Close the door. Quietly.
Nick, why can't they see me?
Because they're not probably escaped together with prison in the wall.
I congratulate you, Mr. Carter.
Nick, that's Adams.
Don't go. Please raise your hand. I assume you're armed, Mr. Carter. You reach your gun, I shall shoot the girl.
Our hands are up, Adams. Take that flashlight out of our eyes.
Your deductions were correct. I had very little hope that my hastily concocted story would fool you. That's why I waited here for your second visit.
Thanks for the hospitality.
I had hoped you would be killed in the crash when I shot out your tires. It's unfortunate you are not.
I don't think so.
But I do, Miss Bowen. You see, I'm afraid I shall have to kill both of you all over again.
time is it?
6 o'clock.
He's been locked up here all night. The idea. Adam said he was going to kill us, didn't he?
Yes.
So why wait? What is this? Refined Gnostic torture?
I don't know.
Oh, there's some way out of this.
Probably. That's fine.
What is the door?
Please remain seated. Many years' experience has taught me how to carry a loaded tray in one hand, so convenient when one must carry a loaded gun in the other. There we are. Breakfast.
Thanks. We're not hungry.
I assure you, the food is not poisoned.
Look here, Adams. What's the game you're playing? But threatening murder, why delay?
We're in an extraordinary position, Mr. Carter. As you've already guessed, this is a depot for escaped prisoners of war.
Go on.
An intense debate is in progress downstairs. Opinion is divided. One school of thought advocates your death immediately.
Yes?
A spirited opposition wishes to use you as hostages to ensure safe transport back to the mother country.
You haven't made up your minds yet?
Not yet. I'm going down now. I shall presently return with the final verdict. In the meantime, I would suggest you have breakfast.
Thanks. There's only one thing wrong with this meal, Adams. No cigarettes.
Very well. You may have my back. Yes.
Thank you.
Be sure to save the last 2 for the execution.
Why do I? No.
I got them for you.
I don't know.
Where you're going now. Right upstairs. Start smoking.
But why?
I'll show you why later. Smoke as fast as you can and make sure you save all the ashes. Come on in, please.
Well, if you say so, I'll try.
Oh, nice going, Betty. Now, there's the window open.
The window. But if I'm brown, we can't jump. There's no way to climb down.
Now, that's the little telephone wire. See them? They're strung to the house just alongside our window.
Uh-huh.
Take that just about.
Careful, Nick.
Take a bit. There, I got it. Now, get it up straight. Move them up. Good. Right. Here, take hold of that.
I got him.
Good. Now, Adam's left in my pocket knife. Scrape the insulation off these wires.
What good will that do?
Whether there's a phone on this line or not. Connect it to the set and lock it. Every time we cut these 2 bare wires together, we complete the circuit. The light flashes on the telephone switchboard. We can send the operator a code signal by means of those flashes.
I get it.
There, now. That's it. Yes. Oh.
It was bad news, Nick.
The gentlemen below have reached a decision.
And what did they decide?
After 30 minutes spirited debating, it has been decided to kill you at once.
Thanks.
The gentlemen are waiting in the cellar. Take place there. Graves are being dug now.
I more or less expected it. Well, Mr. Adams, I've taken your advice. My last cigarette, saved for the execution.
So happy you received the news with equanimity, Mr. Carter. I assure you that I...
Now, that is jump. Come on, Patsy. Adams is out cold. Now's the time for us to duplicate the process. While his gentle playmates are digging our graves in the cellar, we're going out into the cold world. All right. Right. Let's stop here to brush. Get organized, Patsy.
Oh, okay, Nick.
Now look, we're out of the house. We're not out of danger yet. We've only got one gun. There are at least 12 men with a whole arsenal.
Well, what do we do?
Keep moving. We've got to play cat and mouse with them until there's some response to our SOS. We can't let these Nazis kill us, but we can't lose contact with them. We've got to hold on and wait for reinforcements.
Well, how do we play cat and mouse?
The sleep storm has left enough half-frozen slush on the ground for a footprint. We're going to leave a trail they can follow. All right, come on.
Will they follow us?
They'll follow, all right. Why I didn't take Adams with us. I want him to lead the chase.
Which way are you going to let them chase us?
Heading back to our car.
Well, what good will that do?
Worst comes to worst, help them get here in time. We'll try to make it run on 2 flat tires. Start back to town.
What's that?
Gunshots. They're following us all right. Keep moving.
Oh, Nick, I can see them behind us, way back at the house. They're walking along the line like Indians.
Yes. They're clever, all right. Dressed up in hunting clothes, carrying rifles. They look like a shooting line after pheasant or rabbit. Very clever.
Clever, Nick?
Yes. In case anyone happens to pass on the road, won't think anything's amiss. Won't realize human beings are being hunted. Just think a party of hunters are out after game.
Oh, golly, but isn't that?
Now, come on. Through this clump of woods. Don't think they spotted us yet. They're just shooting to set the scene.
They won't miss our trail.
No.
How's we going to catch sight of us?
I don't know, Patsy.
Sheriff Fenton, where are you? Sheriff Fenton, this is Patsy calling. Please, hurry up.
All right, Patsy. Save your breath. Come on, come on.
I see our car.
So do I. I also think Adam's gang has seen us. Yes. Yes, they spotted us. Those bullets are headed our way.
Now what?
Keep running. We gotta reach the car.
I'll never make it, Nick.
You can try, Patsy.
Poor Walter's fault. We're killed. I'll never forgive him.
Or killed. You won't have a chance to. Hey, wait. What's that? Police, sir. There's Lennon coming.
Nick, we're saved by the Marines.
Not yet, Patsy. They'll pass right by on the road unless we signal to it. I won't realize we're being hunted.
How do we signal?
Hey, wait. I'll have to sacrifice the car. The long pistol shot, but I think I can take it.
What are you going to do?
Put a bullet into the gas tank of our car. That'll start a blaze Brennan won't be able to ignore. Now stand by, Patsy.
There she goes!
Good. And look, Brennan's stopping to investigate. We've got the reinforcements we need, Patsy. Adam's club members are really going to be antisocial from now on. Back in a prisoner of war camp.
Sorry you won't borrow a car to get home, Mr. Carter. It don't seem right letting old Sim Carter's son take the train.
Well, that's quite all right, Lennon. Thanks anyway for the offer.
Mighty nice of you, giving me all the credit for grabbing that gang of PWs.
You deserve it. You got your whole case cold. Charlie Howell evidently heard some of the Nazi gab when he was making his last delivery to the club. Got suspicious and snooped before he drove away. Then was discovered, put up a fight, and was killed. Adams dumped his body in Belgrade Bay when he drove the truck back to the garage.
But what about Adam shooting at our company? How do you know we were coming?
Well, Patsy Adams must have been in Mr. Glennon's grocery store when we were going over Howell's delivery schedule. Realized we were on the trail and tried to stop it.
Well, he sure didn't, Mr. Carter. And you sure put the sheriff of Belgrade on the map.
As far as that goes, Patsy and I might have been off the map permanently. You hadn't answered my SOS the instant the phone company reported it.
Well, what happened back at the country club? How did you wait for Adams?
Oh, that. Why, Patsy was the one who put Adams on her way.
By smoking 11 cigarettes in half an hour.
Oh, that don't make sense, Nick.
Well, it was an old trick my father taught us. I took the ashes from the cigarettes Patsy smoked and packed them into an empty paper cigarette tube. And then when I pretended to start smoking my last execution cigarette, I simply blew the ashes directly into Adam's eyes. That blinded him so I could take his gun away and knock him out.
Oh, that was it.
What a boss to work for, Sheriff Fleming. A trick in every pocket and 100 up his sleeve.
Mr. Carter, I got an apology to make to you. I once said you were the son of the famous Sim Carter. Well, I take it back. Sim Carter's the father of the famous Nick Carter.
Well, Nick, how about a little preview of next week's story?
Welcome back. A lot to talk about in this particular episode. First of all, I think that the whole idea of leaving a complex insignia, such as a swastika, by punching someone with a ring on, was something I think the Mythbusters debunked, several years ago. I think they found that, and it was around superheroes, but they found that in order to actually leave that sort of impression, it just wouldn't happen. You would, come up with enough force to actually destroy the skull before you'd leave some sort of mark on there. But it is a literary trope, so I guess we have to allow it. Same thing goes for blowing up the car by firing at the gas tank. But no expert on 1940s car, it might have worked. And of course it did work because it was Nick Carter doing it. Perhaps most interesting, though, was this theme that you'll hear in a lot of post-war material, early post-war, is a concern about these escaped Nazis, it's not just a desire for justice. It's a fear of them coming back and them being able to rebuild these things. I think that particularly when you compare the thought that the First World War had been a war to end all wars, and then less than 25 years later, American sons and daughters again went off to war with Germany. There was less of a feeling of security that the Nazis wouldn't somehow be back, that they hadn't used all of the fifth columnist connections and other connections around the world, that this would all rear its ugly head sooner or later. And we saw this not just in Nick Carter, but certainly in the Superman programs from late 1945, early 1946, dealing with the Atom Man, a former undercover Nazi who is engineered by a Nazi scientist to be able of practically killing Superman. You might think that as this program aired in 1946, that a story about Nazi villains, that'd be a bit dated. But the real concern about Nazis coming back in some form or another really fueled this sort of program, and it continued on for years and even decades in one form or another. I remember an episode of the 1990s TV series Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, in which a Nazi sleeper cell with genetically engineered Aryan specimens rose to take over the country. And again, this was in the 1990s. I will say that for Nazis trying to escape, they certainly went about it in a funny way, particularly with the swastika ring. Because if your goal is to get out of the United States and back to Germany, you'd want to be inconspicuous. But as Nick pointed out, there weren't too many people who belonged in the United States who would be wearing a swastika ring. So anybody who saw that would have to be dealt with, and that just got messy. And, if that hadn't been so obvious that they were up to something, they might have actually gotten away with it. All right, well, now some listener comments and feedback, and David shares a good remark. I've noticed that the past couple of episodes of Nick Carter were written by Alfred Bester, most famous as a sci-fi writer. I wonder if the return to the pulpy feel that you noted in this episode is his influence. I think certainly that could be the case. And sometimes I do think old-time radio fans or fans of classic entertainment will often give too much credit to the actors for setting the shape of the series. Certainly actors are important, but it's going to more often or not be the creative team, the writer, the directors, the producers who are going to set the direction for this and really define a lot of what goes on the series. Because there have been many actors who've been very talented, stuck with awful creative teams that ultimately made things very difficult on their careers. Well, that will do it for today. We will be back tomorrow with yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Next Thursday, Nick Carter again. And also be sure to join us starting next Tuesday as we begin to take a look at some more recently discovered episodes of the pre-Bob Bailey Johnny Dollar. In the meantime, send your comments to box13@greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter, Radio Detectives, and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.